Where there are people, there is noise.
Don't get your clothes wet.
Feel free to have a look around. Feel free to have a look around.
What brings you here?
Welcome to the museum.
I'm just working on relic.
It worked.
Good to see you again. I've heard from Miss AORUS that under your superb management, the museum is on the verge of regaining the thriving crowds of its heyday. If the momentum continues, and if the History Culture Hall can reopen on schedule, the museum's complete revival is surely just around the corner. So... you guessed it already. I'm afraid there's been another theft. Like the previous cases, a valuable item was stolen from our exhibit. This time in the History Culture Hall. The item in question has a connection to you. No. As you just pointed out, that kind of thing is easily replaced. It'll be easier to explain once we're actually in the History Culture Hall. Why don't I take you there now? With an exhibit like this, all Belabagians will know your story. You can probably guess from the name that the History Culture Hall houses artifacts, replicas, and documents that are of great historical significance to Belobog. Every passing day, we Belabagians must continue to endure the city's harsh environment. The trials and experiences of our ancestors serve as a reminder that the path of survival belongs to every generation of our people. Every child in Belobog should visit this exhibit at least once. No, once isn't nearly enough. This is the item in question. This projector is a limited edition version, custom made for the museum. The only one of its kind in the whole of Belobog. It can produce images with a resolution up to... Oh, sorry. I'm doing my tour guide thing again. I'm sure someone as well traveled as yourself has seen much fancier equipment than this. That's not the issue. The issue isn't the projector, but the microfilm that goes into it. It's the most crucial piece of this exhibit, and it was stolen. There were some very valuable images on that film, and we hadn't gotten around to making a backup. I must admit, the thieves chose a good target, and they were fast and efficient. Slide projection is a new addition to the museum. It was intended to be a surprise for visitors when the History Culture Hall reopened. If we don't recover the microfilm, the hall's opening will have to be postponed indefinitely. Some of the images stored on that film are related to you, Miss March 7th, and Master Don Hong. The curators of the museum wanted to take this opportunity to tell the story of the Astral Express's visit to Belobog. That's beside the point. Is that your phone? Was that a message from Lady Branya? This theft case has been dragging on for too long. She must have decided to intervene. If she can delegate more resources to the investigation, that should help it move forward faster. No point in waiting around here then. Let's go pay Lady Branya a visit.
Welcome. If I'm not mistaken, the two of you just rushed over here from the History and Culture Museum? I appreciate your coming here on such short notice. I should have gotten involved earlier, but I was tied up with other responsibilities. My apologies for letting you take on the investigation without proper support.
Lady Branya, we never saw it like that.
There's no one else here, Pela. No need for such formality.
Okay, Miss Branya.
I heard that you helped recover a number of valuable items for the museum, and that you've been running the museum as a part-time manager? Do you have any insights into this serial theft case? Is that so? I see. In any case, this fiasco has been going on right under our noses for too long. Regardless of how cunning and talented the culprit may be, we must draw them out and demonstrate the resolve of the architects. I will issue an immediate directive to mobilize all on-duty Silverman guards in the city to conduct a door-to-door investigation. You're familiar with many of the locals in the administrative district, right? If possible, I'd like you to head to the city center and see if they have any clues to offer us.
Understood. We'll head there at once, Miss Branya. Guess you're stuck with me again for this assignment. Let's meet up at Fountain Plaza. endless stream of people. Where do we... Agreed. That'll be more... I remember lots of folks like to relax around the plaza.
Ready to sign the petition? Have any other... Ah, you mean the items that have been disappearing mysterious. I wonder if they got their hands on the original manuscript.
Absolutely not. Don't worry, ma'am. I will protect those manuscripts.
Oh, wow! That's a relief to hear.
Sorry about that. Back to the topic at hand. Do you have any clues that could be...
Well, let me think. The editorial department has been recruiting recently. The new editor intern... sorry. These are all everyday occurrences.
I see. Let's move along then.
Children of the Everwinter City, proud citizens of the preservation, hold your heads up high. Oh, if it isn't the savior of Belobog, the Guardian's honored guest, child of the galaxy and stars. Welcome back to our eternally snow-covered, yet forever beautiful winter metropolis.
Can you please answer the question we just asked?
I haven't heard of any stolen artifacts. These days, I'm too busy praising the grace of the preservation. However, if your hearts are troubled by this affair, then I hope that КЛИПОВ will bestow their blessings upon you both.
Thanks for your... Let's move on.
I remember you. Do you have any questions after reading the Scam Prevention Guide? Perhaps you've decided to join the Dark Blue Scam Victims Association. How could I not? Precious items from the History and Culture Museum have been stolen one after another, and the culprit remains at large. I'll tell you the truth. I've been preparing to publicly accuse the person responsible for this whole thing for 2 days now.
Huh? Oh, wait. So you have incriminating evidence against the culprit?
Evidence? Who needs evidence? Let me tell you, there is only one person in all of Belobog who could do such a thing. That shameless...
Oh.
You guys are here to investigate the case? Perfect. I'll give you...
Sorry, sir. Today we're only here to investigate the museum thefts. And we can't close the case without evidence. If you come across... Let's get going. Another half day gone. And nothing to show for it. Ugh. The culprit is still hiding in the...
Ah, if it isn't Belobog's most adorable public servant. And the...
You know us?
Young lady, I have seen you on many occasions near the Everwinter Monument teaching children the history of Belobog. I'm...
Okay, thanks for the compliment, I guess. May I ask, with...
I am Wallace Cambridge Limestein, the 25th head of the Limestein family. I am honored to make... And yes, I am familiar with this outsider next to you. She often walks right past... How could you say such a thing? I just want everyone to have a proper understanding.
All right, we got it. Mr. Limestein.
As a matter of fact, I do. I noticed you two had been wandering around Executive Plaza for some time now, stopping to ask questions at every turn, so I surmised you would invest. As it so happens, I witnessed a strange incident recently that left me quite puzzled. And after reflecting on it for a time...
This incident... Is it related to the museum?
I can't say for sure that it's directly related, but a friend of mine I no longer hear from used to frequent the museum and often talked about its exhibits with a group of us teal...
So by no longer hear from, You mean you've been unable to get in touch with this?
Precisely. His name is Norbert. We used to chat during lunch breaks in the lobby of the Goethe Hotel, along with a few other high-class... And one day, Norbert suddenly stopped showing up to our tea parties. It was as though... Limestein, listen to me. One must be ambitious in life.
Be ambitious in life? Do something big for once? Coming from the mountain, this Norbert guy, do you know what his...
I'm not entirely sure. I never asked. You wouldn't understand. Friendship between gentlemen is as pure as water. We are all dignified people. Why...
In the eyes of most people, I have recorded all the clues you provided, Mr. Limestein. Thank you for putting your trust in the Silvermane Guards. We will keep you informed if there are any...
No, I should be thanking you, young lady of the Guards. Well then, if that's all, I shall...
I wonder if this friend of Mr. Wallace has anything to do with the museum. That's enough detective work for today. Questioning more people would just be a waste of energy. Let's go report back... We're back.
Thank you both for your hard work. Did you find out anything in...
We didn't find anything directly related to the museum thefts. But there was one thing...
I see. It was the man from the Limestein family who provided the information. Norbert. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Huh. I remember now. The Minister of Transportation, Noel, has a nephew named Norbert. I believe he's currently working. The leader of a city should be familiar with the status and division of labor of her subordinates. That's just part of the job. Norbert's position is indeed an idle one. So it's no... If what Wallace said is right, then Norbert must have been missing for several days already. There must be... Even if they want to keep the young man secret, they'll cough it up with the right... Kyle, can I ask you a favor? I would like you to visit the residence of Mr. Noel and ask around regarding the whereabouts of...
Understood, Madam Guardian. Lady Bronya, Miss Pela, I have returned.
You were quite expedient, Kyle. Did you find anything out from the Department of Transportation?
It took a little prodding, but a few of the more timid attendants started speaking up. They say that Mr. Norbert was indeed leaving at odd hours recently. Whenever someone would ask where he was headed, he'd mumble something about going to the shopping street to inspect this. The attendants think he might have a love interest, someone he doesn't want his family to know about. They haven't mentioned anything to the Minister of Transportation.
Going out at unusual hours, the shopping street, could it be... I have a request. I'd like the two of you to scout out Backwater Pass and see whether anything is happening there. While the two of you were busy questioning people in the city, I received some tip-offs. One source said that suspicious people were together with Norbert's mumblings about a shopping street.
So this Mr. Norbert could well be the museum thief we're looking... We can't hold off a moment longer. Hurry!
My apologies, I have a lot of business to attend to at present. I won't be joining you. Good luck.
We can't delay a moment longer. We need to move... Something doesn't feel right. It's obviously an abandoned shopping street, but it also must be cautious. Whether the culprit is Norbert or someone else, he certainly... Shh! There are people talking inside. Let's see if we can hear them.
But sir, pretending to be a Silvermane guard is a serious crime.
Stop acting like a wimp. You think you can make a fortune with that kind of attitude? Don't overthink things. Just play your part. Today's password is roast the sausage, not the bread. You got that?
Got it, sir. Roast the sausage, not the bread.
Don't let anything in that doesn't know the password. Not even a fly. You got that?
Don't worry, Mr. Norbert. I understand.
So it is Norbert after all. And he's making his accomplice impersonate a Silvermane guard. We found the culprit. Now we just have to...
Try harder.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Blade of moonlight. Do not concern yourself with the outcome.
Hey, you two! Don't move!
Must be the accomplice. Let's think fast.
Say the password, or get out of here! This isn't any old shopping street, you know?
Huh? Yes, that's correct.
So, you're gonna let us in?
Wait, did you just say, Miss... Who are you guys? This whole operation, the boss hasn't shown his face once! How could a couple of...
Looks like our cover's blown. Guess we'll have to do this the hard way. Fight is won!
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
We'll probably end up running into more of Norbert's goons up ahead. We should proceed with caution.
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight. Do not concern yourself with the outcome.
Here, try this!
Is that all? A will forged in ice never falters!
Yeah! Deep breath!
Is that all?
Blade of moonlight. In lunar flame.
Fight is won!
Do not concern yourself with the outcome.
Look, it's Norbert again. Let's see what he's talking about this time.
And the film? Is it packed and ready to go?
Right here, boss. The buyer's arriving soon.
Very good, very good. Well done. Hey,
Film, did you hear that? That film he mentioned must be the same one. Why would someone from such a wealthy family do something like this for money? It's unbelievable.
Is that all? A will forged in ice never falters!
Can we talk?
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Wait, don't make a move yet. We should take some pictures as evidence in case the culprit denies the charges. Your equipment probably has better specs than mine. I'll leave the picture taking to you. Family, and everyone else here, turn around and face me. Put your hands where I can see them.
What's going on? Who are you two?
What's going on here, Norbert? Didn't you say your security was impenetrable?
Minions! I mean, Silvermane guards! Get rid of these intruders!
You've got a lot of nerve drawing your weapons in front of an intelligence officer of the Silvermane Guards. Come on, let's give these imposters a taste of justice!
It'll heal. Is that all? A will forged in ice never falters!
Yeah! Fight is one!
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Stay close! Here stands the Silvermane Guard!
There's no point in resisting, Mr. Norbert. Your accomplices have been subdued. There's no... You had the audacity to tell your men to disguise themselves as Silvermane Guards. I'll be interested to see what kind...
You... this isn't right! You have no evidence of wrongdoing!
Still in denial? Your secret dealings have been photographed. We have all the evidence we need. Is there anything else you want?
I knew I couldn't trust you hooligans. Even the simplest of sales was...
Silvermane Guard Lady, I surrender! Take the microfilm back to the museum. I'm sorry. I only ask one thing. Please don't hand me over to my uncle. With Klipoth as my witness, Uncle would be so angry he'd turn me into a leather jacket!
That's not up to me. It was a difficult journey, but it had a happy ending. Not only did we manage to recover the microfilm, we also... However, I'm still a little confused. Mr. Norbert is wealthy and opportunistic, but how did he make... These questions can wait until the interrogation. As for you and me, come on. Let's take them... hitch. Once the projector is restored, the History Culture Hall can reopen to the public. Then visitors can enjoy all three. I want to thank you again, on behalf of all the museum staff and all of the citizens of Belobog. If it weren't for... I'm just stating the obvious. The way I see it, the museum's reopening is a very A whole generation has grown up in the underworld in the last decade or so, and they never had the privilege of seeing these precious works of art and historical treasures. So, even if it seems small to you... that's enough praise for now. Anyway, it's not like we don't have any other suitable candidates for the position. Ah, and by the way, I'll keep you informed if we pry anything noteworthy out of them.
Welcome to the museum! Welcome to the museum!
Everwinter City shall never...
Where there are people, there is noise. Where there are people, there is noise.
Glad to see you here at the museum. Glad to see you here at the...
I'm just working on reliquary.
In flame. Blade of moonlight. Where there are people, there is noise.
Will forged in ice never falters!
Blade of moonlight. In the lunar flame. Where there are people, there is noise.
Don't get your clothes wet.
Glad to see you here at the museum.
Welcome to the museum!
you. The museum is packed these days. I've never seen it so full of still. It'd be nice if those kids would stop littering. It's barely lunchtime and I've already picked up 3 half-eaten packs of... I know, right? I'll teach them a lesson if I catch them in the act. By the way, you remember that Norbert guy we captured? The Silvermane guards have acquired new intel from him. I always wondered, how did he, a rich kid with virtually no real-life experience, there's no way someone like him could have come up with the idea of disassembling a sculpture and hiding the pieces inside. The result is just as I expected. After less than half a day of it, he admitted that a mysterious figure named Mr. Coldfeet persuaded him to target the museum exhibits. Mr. Coldfeet fooled Norbert into believing that many of the museum's artifacts were forcibly seized from private collectors by the Silvermane guards. He told him that true justice would be returning the artifacts to the people. Norbert probably didn't believe any of that nonsense. I think he just wanted to prove himself. Mr. Coldfeet not only introduced him to buyers, but also gave him advice, and only charged him a 30% consultant's fee. In the opinion of our young Mr. Norbert, that's what Norbert said. Mr. Coldfeet operates with extreme discretion and knows the Silvermane guards' every move like the back of his hand. If what Mr. Norbert said is true, then our safest option is to send a civilian to try to reach out to Mr. Coldfeet and lure him out of his lair. You guessed it. Everyone agrees that Norbert says he usually communicates with Mr. Coldfeet through the door of a room in the Goethe Hotel. Take this as a final request from the Silvermane guards.
Where there are people, there is noise.
That's it. I give up.
Friends of the Friends of Belobog, the champion of the 1,761st Fighting King Challenge, 30 tournaments, 28 victories, the Boulder King of Fists, Luca!
Looks like it's over already.
Hey, Zila! And, you are?
Oh, I forgot to introduce her. This is the Trailblazer. You must have heard of her before.
Are you here just to see my fight? Well, I'm flattered. I just want a little fight in the cage. What you did was much bigger than that.
Luca! Luca! Luca!
Ugh, the crowd never gets tired, do they?
Do you want to head outside? It's a bit loud for talking in here. See you next time, everyone. There are sparks yet to fly! Ugh, finally. I think we lost them. Let's chat here.
You're popular as ever, champion.
Oh, are you still angry at me over that one time, Zila? I just got a bit carried away.
Of course not. 2 senior members of Wildfire duking it out in the Fight Club? That would be bad.
The mood was on fire that day, but the final match was over in just a few swings. Everyone wanted more. So in the heat of the moment, I just... Oh, come on. Don't hold that against me, Zila. I've always been impressed by you. I've wanted to spar with you for ages.
Ugh, I don't fight for fun. Stop getting your hopes up. Anyway, now that you've dragged us out here, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, yes. So I'm trying to get a plan going. Yes. More accurately, my personal training plan. I want you to join me in witnessing the next steps in the development of Luca.
Whoa, hold your horses. Chief Oleg wanted us to come and cheer for you. He didn't say anything about becoming your sparring. We haven't got the time.
You can't hide anything on that face of yours. Oleg already told me that things in the underworld are pretty... Besides, look at this gal. You want in, right?
That might be the weirdest thing you've ever said.
So that's a yes, right?
Ugh, there's no stopping you once you've made up your mind. Fine. Since she agreed, count me...
Great! That's settled then. The training is on Svarog's turf. I heard about your achievements. You probably know that place. Just let me know when you're ready, and we can head over together. How about it? Are you ready to head out? That was fast. Keep up, Zila. Don't fall...
I don't need you to remind... This is Svarog's turf. Where...
Don't worry, just follow me. We need to find a mechanic called Cassidy first. I've hit him up before. This way.
Luca, you're finally here.
Relax, bro. I'm a man of my word.
And these two are... Oh! Miss Zila! To think that 2 senior...
They just came along to help. Don't mind them. Just tell us exactly what happened.
Came along to help, huh?
Okay. This may sound strange, but I'm an amateur mechanic. I like collecting scrap in my free time, doing odd jobs, like putting robots... But a few days ago, 2 of my robots suddenly disappeared. They were my pride and joy. I usually leave them in the tent when I head out. Someone must have set their sights on my robots and stolen them while I was gone. I just don't know how they managed it. Did they change the programming? It's not impossible. I just don't think there's anyone in the settlement capable of something.
I see. 2 robots. Do you have any clues? Any reasonable guesses?
Not really. But here's the most mysterious part. One of the machines they stole was a drone. I call it Little Faye. Little Faye has an alarm that buzzes non-stop as soon as... But I didn't hear Little Faye's alarm at all. I still can't figure out how that happened. No way. Little Faye was ship-shape, not a hitch nor glitch in...
A drone that was supposed to sound an alarm suddenly went silent.
Let me think. Oh, there is one other... Little Faye also has a tracker. If it gets too far from Big Ben... Oh, Big Ben is the name of the other robot. If there's too much distance between them, Little Faye will automatically start routing and fly to Big Ben. That's all, I suppose. I tried to find clues myself, but I don't know where to start.
Cool, we've got this. Don't worry, bro.
Hey, how can you be so sure?
Trust me, Zila. Don't worry, Cassidy. Wildfire's on the case. You just rest up here and don't...
What was that all about? You're 100% certain we're gonna find those...
Slow down, Zila. Listen to my analysis first. It's a big job to steal 2 robots without anyone noticing, especially when one of them has an alarm. I'm guessing that our thief friend never even took...
You mean...
I think the thief knew that Little Faye had an alarm, so they decided to break. But they also knew that Cassidy could fix Little Faye and use its tracker function to find Big Ben. The thief must have tossed the broken drone somewhere and only made... Hey, why are you both looking at me like that? Say something. So, you agree with my reasoning?
So, you do have a brain somewhere in all that...
I'm not just biceps and steel, you know. Well, if you all agree with missing drones are a bit of a regular occurrence down here.
Luca, do you often find stuff for other people?
Seems like it. Kids always come to me when they lose stuff.
No wonder.
Man, this area is so run down. I wouldn't want to live here.
The people living here don't want to eat...
Oh, look! There's a drone over there! But how can we tell if it's the one
Here, look. Someone deliberately scratched off the paintwork.
Oh, you're right. You've got a good eye, Zila. Whoever did it must have been in a hurry. We need to fix this little guy up. Can you lend a hand?
We really found it. Pretty...
Scanning for signal.
Oh, listen. That must be the tracking system Cassidy mentioned.
Signal not found. Big Ben is currently too far.
It really does have a tracking function. Let's see... Hey! It's flying away! Follow it!
Look. That fellow over there is acting pretty shifty. He's gotta be the thief we're looking for. Let's go and have a chat with him. Hey, friend.
What? Who's there? A red ribbon? What? Wildfire? Huh? How did you... I'm doing just fine. No monsters around here. Why don't you, go by...
Shying away from honest work, indulging in petty crime. Of course you're doing just fine.
I'm not sure this falls under petty crime, Zila. That's a whole robot he's got next to him.
Hold on a second. Who told you that?
That's right. Cassidy sent us here. Hand over what you stole, or be
Fists of a champion, huh? I've come this far. Big Ben?
Going all the way, huh? Enough talk.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Fight is won!
get cocky. Give it up. You're no match for us.
I can't turn back now.
You've got guts. Time to end this. Step out of it. Is that all you got? Let's see some sparks fly!
A will forged in ice never falters!
Spare me! Please, all of you. I shouldn't have stolen anything. I admit. Give me a second chance.
You're admitting defeat? What happened to the Multamerville warrior? The peerless Boulder champion! Upholding justice and peace once again! Nice! Our thieving friend surrendered, and Big Ben looks to be in one piece. Huh? Why are you two so straight-faced? Can't you look a little...
What was that supposed to be?
No, that... I think it's a slogan. Don't take it too seriously.
Fine. Let's finish up here. But I'm gonna put it...
Beep boop, Big Ben misses home. Big Ben wants to talk with me. Go home.
Big Ben!
Beep boop. Cassidy.
I don't know how I can ever thank you, Luca, Sila, and Missa.
See? I kept my word, right? Wildfire's senior members always...
I've never doubted you, Luca. I'll remember this forever. Right? Time to take little Faye and...
Yeah, go ahead. We'll catch up later. That felt great. Such a wholesome feeling to help other people.
To be honest, I think you could have handled it yourself. You said this was the first step, right? So, just how many?
3. Just 3 steps. Trust me, it won't take too much of your time. I like your spirit. Shame I didn't run into you sooner. Let's go. Next, we're gonna clear up all the Fragmentum cronies still...
Huh? Fragmentum?
Wasn't affected by Fragmentum, right? You're not wrong. The fissure here only recently opened up. I asked him to leave this case to me. Perfect for the second step of our training.
Like master, like student. I admire your attitude. In any case, if...
Way ahead of you. Follow me.
Luca, come clean with me. Are you here for some other reason?
It's just training, for real. It's not like you to be so suspicious, Sila. Say, how did you settle your beef with Svarog? Tell me the juicy details.
Ugh, it's a long story. I'll tell you later. There's so many of them. Are you sure the fissure only
Our intel should have been accurate. Seems like Boss Svarog must have let his guard down.
Enough talk. Let's clean up this...
Strike first! Don't get cocky!
Fight is won!
Let's see some sparks fly! Step out of it!
A will forged in ice never falters!
Don't get cocky! Strike first! Step out of it!
Let's see some sparks fly! Don't get cocky!
Here, try this! Yeah! Fight is fun!
Let's see some sparks fly!
No wonder these minions are so active. There's a
So this guy is the source of it all, right? If we take him out, the fragment trial too will be...
That's right.
It's been too long since I had a...
All right. We'll charge it.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Step out of it.
Deep breath! Yeah!
A will forged in ice never falters!
Don't get cocky.
Nearly there. It's not gonna last much longer.
I'll deal the final blow. Yeah. Let's see some sparks fly.
Yeah! Fight is fun!
Step out of it.
Whew, that was a tough one. Good teamwork, guys. Luca, is that everything?
The Multamerville Warrior. The peerless boulder champion. Defeater of evil throughout the world.
You... Are you okay? Ugh, don't copy him! Seriously, why are you so hyped up today?
It's just a normal victory celebration. Don't need to be so alarmed.
You call that normal? I might have let it slide if it was in the cage. On second thought, no. That was
Don't get so worked up, Zila. I'm thinking clearly. Plus, didn't we just get rid of another major threat?
True, but quit changing the subject. This new routine of yours is...
Don't worry. I promise you, it'll only last till the end of my training. Actually, have I been making too many... Anyway, there's only one more step in my training plan. Come on, guys, help me
I guess we're in too deep. Better let it run its course.
The final step in this training.
Are you sure you're thinking clearly?
Whoa, stay cool, Zila. Like I said, I'm thinking clearly. I set this as the final goal of my training a few days ago. Think about it. Is there any underworld opponent worth challenging more?
Oh no, I can't agree to this. You're asking for trouble. Forget about winning or losing. The relation...
I'm not gonna rile him up. Don't make this more complicated than it is. I'm just inviting him to have a fair...
Are you mad? Svarog is a robot. He doesn't understand the rules of the cage.
That means we're evenly matched, right?
You know what I mean. Don't act smart with me. You don't make any sense.
I understand what you're saying, Zila. But you know, I'm a fighter. It's my duty to keep... It's a terrible feeling to have a powerful opponent in your head, but never be able to get close to him. It's all thanks to your patching things up with Svarog that I'm able to have this opportunity now. I'm not gonna miss it for the world.
All right, fine. We'll go find Svarog, and let me say this first. If he doesn't want to deal with you as a challenger...
Don't worry, I'll convince him. But you're right. I haven't really worked with Boss Svarog before, so please, lead the way.
Luca, you...
What's up?
Never mind. I get the feeling I'm wasting my breath. Have you talked to Oleg about going to see Svarog?
That's all you want to ask? I don't necessarily tell Master Oleg everything, you know.
The Trailblazer, Zila of Wildfire, and...
Hey! In honor to meet you, Boss Svarog, I'm Luca, a senior member of Wildfire, just like Zila.
Accessing backend database. Querying. Query complete. Luca, born in Maltamerville, winner of the 28th Bouldertown Fight King Challenge, beloved student of Oleg, acting chief of Wildfire.
Oh, wow, impressive! Thank you for saving me the
Luca of Wildfire, what is the purpose?
Straight to the point, just the way I like it. I'm here to challenge you, Boss Svarog.
Challenge. Intent unclear. Outsider, Zila of Wildfire.
Hey! Why are you fanning the flames? He's the one who came up with this idea. It's up to you to accept it.
Yep, it's not that complicated. I just want to go a few rounds with the one everyone agrees is the most powerful in the underworld and see where I stand. What do you say?
Evaluate intention. Unclear. Enmity level. 0. Evaluation completed. The opposing party I agree to fight you. Look. If weapons and gun barrels are unused for prolonged periods of time, the risk of rust damages increases.
What? That's the worst excuse I've ever heard.
See, I told you I could convince. You could be our referee, Zila. You know the rules of the club, inside out.
Fine, I get it. Competitors?
Strike first! I'm ready, Svarog. We can start.
I too have a question. Luca of Wildfire.
I'm honored to be one of the things in the underworld that even you don't. This arm? Well, it's not that exciting. It's all because I got distracted in a defense campaign. I can't even remember the date of that fight. More importantly, it was only after losing my arm that I found the meaning of life. What it really feels like to be alive. That's why I'm standing here right now, to feel alive. And also for everyone who put their hope and faith in me.
Excellent answer. I will treat this challenge seriously.
In the blue corner, Svarog from...
Ready.
In the red corner.
What?
Okay, this is a no-holds-barred contest. All right.
Let's see some sparks fly.
Execute annihilation.
Where's the applause? An opponent worth their salt. Let's see some sparks fly! Finally! An opponent that can take the punches head on! I'm just
A powerful strike, but not enough to break my defenses.
That's why they call you Boss Svarog. How about this?
Value exceeds threshold. Purge initiated. Calculating result.
Not bad.
Red contestant down. 10, 9, 8, 7.
No way. I'm a long way from tapping out. Let's go. Need a hand? My pleasure! Where's the applause? An opponent worth their salt. Let's see some sparks fly!
Push forward. Analysis complete. Module overload. Executing annihilation. Executing operation. Calculating result. Value exceeds threshold.
Now we're talking. Gotta keep fighting.
The winner has been decided.
Enough, Luca! Let's end it here!
No! It's not over. I must show you. Back in the ring. Where's the applause? An opponent worth their salt. Let's see some sparks fly!
You make a strong impression, Luca of Wildfire. I will remember this fight.
Thanks. But it's not over. I can't.
Luca of Wildfire, it does not matter. I acknowledge your strength. Your performance was enough to make me...
That's... really...
Wake up! On your feet! Luca? Hey, Luca! Luca, can you hear me? Hey! You're finally awake. You've been out for the whole day. We were really worried.
Don't worry, Zila. Like I said, it was just the exhaustion. Svarog was deliberately holding back.
Zila...
Where else? You think we'd leave you on Svarog's turf?
Thank you all.
Don't be ridiculous, Luca. Still, whatever your motivation was, I hope you can find a different...
I'm not gonna let you off the hook that easy. There's more to this story. You need to That's on me too. I should have refused him straight away. I had a bad feeling from the start.
You're always so serious. I've said it before. This...
Oh, slow down. You haven't completely recovered. Zila, don't
Thanks, Nat. But I have... some things to...
Hey, where do you think you're...
Let him go.
I really don't get him. Well, whatever they are, they're not good enough. If he never intended to explain anything to us, why did he drag us along? No, this is too weird. Of course. You're not too busy these days, right? I'll give you a shout if Luca didn't used to be like this.
If you must, Zila, try not to worry. I don't want to see you two fighting.
Don't worry, Nat.
Now that they've left, I have a favor to ask you. It's easy for Luca to get ahead of himself sometimes. But I've never seen him this headstrong. Could you ask Oleg how Luca's been recently? I haven't seen much of him lately. It's hard for me. Thank you. Regardless of what's really going on, I hope none of you let small...
Oh? My student. I was wondering why he didn't come to see me after the championship match ended. Come. That does sound a little strange. Luca usually doesn't. He may be a tough guy on the surface, but he's got his secrets. Did he tell you about the origins of his... Ah, then he probably didn't describe the scene. That was 6, 7 years ago? I was patrolling with some comrades in the neighboring town of Multam. There was a serious-looking fella looking after the shop. He was probably a few years younger than me, but his hair and beard were white as snow. There was a young lad doing odd jobs. Anyway, I convinced the shopkeeper to let him come with me. Luca was a fast learner. At first, I couldn't figure out if he liked what I was teaching him. Fighting, weapons, strategy, etc. He didn't talk a lot. Then, about a year after I took him in, Luca lost one of his arms while rescuing townsfolk from the fright. He almost didn't make it. He was unconscious for 2 or 3 days. I sat next to his bed, anxious and... Master, I feel great. He had bandages all over his body. Most of his wounds hadn't healed yet. But it was the first time he'd ever smiled at me. What I'm trying to say is Luca views other people's lives as more important than his own. So when he says stuff like, "This is for training," that's probably a lie. He's hiding something from you already. Anyway, I'm too old to be getting involved in this stuff. I'm sure you and Zila can sort this by yourselves. One thing I will ask, please try not to embarrass him too much, okay? He's the fighting champion of Boulder Town after all. An idol for all the children. He needs to keep up that image.
We have plenty of time.
Oh, you're here. Come on. He wasn't in a hurry. Look, there he is. Let's follow him. Stay quiet. goodness we didn't lose him. Quick, let's keep up the chase. This doesn't feel right. Hey, let's hide for a bit. Doesn't feel right. Hey, let's hide for a bit. Oh, where is he going? Wait, that's... Hook! What's she doing here? Up to no good. Lucas should tell her to go back to town. He's always worrying after the kid's safety. We've come this far. We can't let this kid ruin everything. Shh, she's coming this way.
Wow, honorary member, Miss Zibble!
Shh, be quiet. You almost exposed us.
Why are you sneaking around like this? Wow, that's so exciting!
We're gonna lose him if we don't hurry. Hook, run back to town. Stop hanging around here.
Okay. That's what Lucas said too. I hope you two find the treasure.
Whew, thank goodness we didn't lose him. Quick, let's keep up the chase. This doesn't feel right. Hey, let's hide for a bit. This doesn't feel right. Hey, let's hide for a bit. Did he put something down? Let's go have a look. A case? Yeah, I don't have a reason. It's just a feeling. Then again, we followed him for ages. It'll be a waste if we don't see. I wonder what's in there. Here, is this, it looks like a kid's handwriting. And some...
Mr. Luca, my name is Margie, and I'm from Multamerville too. I'm a big fan of yours. I've been sick since I was a baby, but it's a bit embarrassing. But I wanted my dad to give... I wanted to tell you that you've inspired me to keep working hard and achieve my goal. When I become a fighter as awesome as you, I'm want to do my best to help people. I want to team up with my friends and help everyone together so they can smile again. I'll listen to their thanks and then yell out my the Multamerville warrior, the peerless Boulder champion, upholding justice and peace once again. Then I want to chase away all the bad things hurting everyone. I'll go with my friends and clear out all the scary monsters. I'll make the underworld safe. And then yell out my other winning slogan. The Multamerville warrior, the peerless Boulder champion, defeater of evil throughout the world. Lastly, I want to make life better for the underworld. Mom said there's someone called Svarog who keeps stopping us from going back to the overworld. So I'm gonna challenge that big robot and show him what I can do but Svarog is too strong. We'll never win. My friends are gonna all want to back out when they hear about this, but I know I have to be an example for everyone. I need to stick my neck out and go challenge Svarog on my own. Bam! Crack! Boom! It's gonna be such an epic fight. And then we'll reach a draw. And neither of us will be able to win. But Svarog will acknowledge my strength and be willing to listen to the Underworlders. So, it'll be a happy ending. My friends will clap, and all the people suffering will... But all that is just my dream. I don't... I'm lying in bed sick right now. But as long as Mr. Luca is around, I won't be scared. I remember before becoming a champion, I want to defeat this illness first. Then, I need to learn how to stand, walk, and exercise again. Until I achieve all my dreams. I hope... no. I believe Mr. Luca will support me till the end. Right?
Luca. I think I get it now. Maybe we should forget about all this. Maybe one day we can talk about it. Let's head back to town. Good night.
Where there are people, there is noise. Where there are people, there is noise.
Where did they get to? Ah! Speak of the devil. I was just wondering when you might show up. Don't worry, there's enough to go around. On the house, order whatever you like. There's something I need your help with.
I had to make it up to you somehow. Looks like we're not the only ones who wanted afternoon tea today, though. We'll have to stand up for the time being. Was it that obvious? I'm out of practice. Well, you're clearly better traveled than I am, and I know how generous you are. If I remember correctly, you, March, and Don Hong came here on that train. I was wondering, is the train accepting new passengers? Well, it's just... the dust has settled now. Forget it. It's nothing. You see, there's not much left for me here except to carry on repairing equipment in the workshop. I like practicing the guitar and... besides, I'm a researcher. How could I not get excited about the chance to explore new worlds up close? Everyone gets tired of living in small places like Bellabo. Really? You're gonna say yes, just like that? I understand. I'm counting on you. I know this is a lot to ask out of the blue, so apologies in advance. This is a pretty big ask.
There goes Serval. I better send Himiko a text and ask about the request. Or I guess I could ask Mr. Yang. Who's the best one to ask? Let's send a message to Himiko.
Come around and have a look.
You should go and talk to Lady Bronya, Serval. It was her personal invite, after all.
I know. Let me think about it. Oh, no, not at all. I could do with a hand, actually.
Perfect timing. Please, talk some sense into her.
I knew it. You know what? You're right. We should work these things out on our own.
Serval, I understand your reluctance to rejoin the Silvermane Guards. But Lady Bronya values your talent, and she sees how much you could contribute to the rejuvenation of Belobog. So I came to talk to you about it. In any case, you should at least pay her a visit.
Okay, I get it. I'll make a trip to Klipoth Fort and tell Bronya what I really think. Sorry. I need to get this over with. Let me know what they said when I get back.
Same old Serval. Sorry, my head's still in the argument. It's like this. As you know, my sister used to be one of the research team leads in the Silvermane Guard's technology division. Stellarons were her main area of research. But her expertise went far beyond Stellarons. She was, and still is, well versed in mechanical engineering and other fields. Immediately after her succession, Lady Bronya set her sights on Serval's talents. The Supreme Guardian wants her to resume her technological research and be a shining light for the revitalization of Belobog. However, you saw her attitude just now. I doubt her meeting with Lady Bronya will change anything. It'll probably just leave them both feeling dejected. I think there's more than one element to it. My intuition tells me this is mostly linked to Madame Cocolia's passing. Never mind. It's just a personal hunch. I've never been good at reading my sister's mind. I can tell the two of you have a close bond. If you get the chance, see if you can persuade her to open up about it. Hand on heart, I wouldn't want to see her sitting behind a desk in Qlipoth Fort and sighing all day either. Belobog is too small a place for a mind as inquisitive as Serval's. Maybe it would be better for her to join you on your journey. I'll admit, I'm a little worried about how she plans on getting all this across to Lady Bronya. Are you busy? Let's go and wait for her in front of Qlipoth Fort. You know what I mean. Doesn't seem like they've finished talking yet. I hope it's not turning into a shouting match.
I understand your circumstances, Serval. I respect your choice. It was my mistake to make an unwarranted request without considering your own wishes. Allow me to offer you my apologies. I hope you don't take this matter to heart.
No need, Bronya. You're a Supreme Guardian now. Don't let a little thing like this... Besides, I'm the one who should be apologizing. I've put my own personal reasons ahead of Belobog's reconstruction.
I get it, Serval. After all, you and Mother... Sorry, but there's something I need to ask you. This guitar, I found it after going through Mother's old things. She was never a music lover, so I thought this might be connected to you.
Cocolia... you...
Huh?
It's nothing. You're right, it does belong to me. In fact, it once belonged to me and Cocolia. It was our shared treasure. If you don't mind, Bronya, could I take it back to the workshop?
Of course. I'm sure there's a story behind it, but that's between you and Mother. I won't pry. I hope you have an amazing journey, Serval. Do remember to visit home when you get the chance.
I will. Thank you, Bronya. I assume you heard our conversation just now. I didn't expect her to be so open-minded. And she didn't even try to persuade me to stay. She didn't summon me just to return the guitar, did she?
I wouldn't rule it out. She's good at reading people's minds. She would have known that you'd never set foot in Klipov Fort voluntarily.
After all these years, I never thought I'd set eyes on this guitar again. Guess we're stuck with each other. Well, it'll take a while to tell. When we were in cadet school, Kokolia and I were notoriously disruptive. We were always coming up with the next crazy invention. We called it exploring the infinite possibilities of new technologies. This guitar was one of those inventions. Kokolia came up with a name. The Super Electromagnetic Flux Player, or electric guitar for short. Not really, no. She was a military history major, very different from what I was doing. Still, we hung out every day. It's only natural that my love for inventing would rub off on her. I told you it'd take a while to tell the story. Let's get back to the workshop first. By the way, want to help me pack my bags? Huh? That melody.
That's one of yours, right?
I didn't think many people liked that one. Seems the city might have a few nice memories of me after I'm gone. Well, it's getting late. Let's head back.
You know what I mean.
You're here! Come on, let's gossip. You're here! Come on! Now, what am I gonna call? There's no place like home. I never feel completely free out there. Chapard, can you lend your dear sister a hand? Help me pack my bags.
Am I allowed to refuse? This place, just looking around gives me a headache.
Okay, I promise this is the last time. I'm about to go traveling with her. Who knows how long it'll be before I can visit home again. You should help me pack while you still have the chance.
Fine. I'll give you a hand.
You just need to make yourself at home. You've done plenty of work already. Oh, that? It's a botanical specimen. Little Lynxie sent it during one of her research trips. As for the name, I can't quite recall.
Snowman's palm. And Little Lynxie is the youngest sister of the Landau family, by the way.
Ah, yes. Snowman's palm.
It's the only plant here that looks like it's still alive.
Hey, watch it! Anyway, this specimen means a lot to me, so I'm bringing it with me.
Red connects to red, white connects to...
Since you're so curious, I'll give you the whole story. This guitar was actually given to me as a birthday present by a cook. I came up with the design, but I was never able to build it. Some of the raw materials were either too expensive or too hard to get a hold of. Quick as lightning, always keeping her word. That was her way of doing things. Back then, I thought we'd be friends for life.
If it was a gift, why was it in Madame Cocolia's office?
I don't think anyone realized, but back then we were so close we didn't even differentiate between each other's possessions. We lived in the same dormitory, went to the same school together every day, ate together, whiled away the time together, and occasionally talked about music. That's how things were until the day we fell out. A lot of our shared possessions never left her office again. I was always looking forward to the day she'd return this guitar. I thought that would be the day we could bury the hatchet. Now that I think about it, perhaps I was too naive. She'd probably forgotten it even existed. And that's the only Cocolia you guys ever got to know, huh? Always ahead of everyone else, never looking back. She put it all out of her mind. Me and every memory to do with me. I know, but that's what makes it harder.
Let bygones be bygones, sister.
How did the conversation get so heavy again? You know something, Japard? That guitar case in your hand and my guitar? They're both from the same prototype. The super electromagnetic flux player.
I never knew your guitar had a connection to me, too. Quite the story.
Well, let's see. Ah, yes. Silvermane Guard's standard issue portable heater.
It's a family heirloom. It belonged to Rhonda once. You should take care of it.
I wanted to keep it with me. But that's the problem with old things. The less you use them, the easier they break. Besides, hey, wait a minute. Didn't I teach you a few machine overhaul skills? Want to practice on this old
Here we go again. You don't have to do everything she tells you.
The principle behind this machine and the one you fixed when you first came to the workshop is the same. You'll understand when you see it. So, I'll leave this one to you. In return, how about I tell you the backstory? I knew you were a reliable apprentice. Think about it. You helped me fix my machine the first time you came here, and now you're helping me the last time, too. That's called having a beginning and an end, right?
Well done for putting up with her for this long.
Wow, great job. Like I said, a reliable apprentice. As promised, let me tell you the story behind this little heater. Its original owner was an ancestor of the Landau family, Rhonda Landau. She was one of our great heroes who participated in the defense of Belobog 700 years ago. The records tell that during the decisive battle, she led 2 Silvermane Guard brigades. She engaged the enemy for 4 full days and nights in the fight for the city. I still have the newspaper clippings from that time.
"700-year-old newspaper clippings? That seems a little unlikely. I'd take that with a grain of salt. Even if they do exist, odds are she lost them.
The clippings aren't the point. What I'm trying to say to you is that we have a lot of talent in the Landau family.
Take responsibility for your choices and the people of Belobog. Every Landau...
Oh, that's a letter I was gonna send to my mom. I haven't even finished reading it. There's nothing personal in it. Have a read if you like.
You're still writing to Mom and Dad?
Only to Mom. You know, I still don't get along with Dad.
You know, Serval, if you're really leaving Belobog for a while...
I'll think about it. That should be everything.
And I thought I was messy.
Looks like Japard's got his work cut out for him.
You're here! Come on, let's gossip. Finally. I think I must have left cadet school with about the same amount.
No easy job. Do you really want to leave Belobog and go with the Trailblazers?
Of course. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I can't miss it. What's wrong, Japard? Oh, I see. Can't let go of your dear old sister, huh?
Forget it. I don't want to complicate things for you. But before you leave, I have one last request to make. The garrison is heading down to the underworld soon, to survey the situation around Boulder Town. Why don't you come with—
Huh? You just said you didn't want to complicate things for me, and now you're sending me... Aha! You just want to spend as much time as possible with me.
No, it's not that. I've heard there are a lot of old energy hubs in the underworld, and you're probably the only person in Belobog who knows how to— Since you're leaving one way or the other, why don't you do the people of the city—
Even at a time like this, you're still thinking about the people. All right, I'll help you out. The first and last—
Thanks, sis. If you have the time, could you— You're Belobog's hero. I'm sure you must be popular in the underworld. The Silvermane Guards will face less resistance if you come with us. Thanks. I'll contact you when the guards have finished their preparation.
I'm tired of packing. Let's leave it here for today. Oh, I drank all the tea. Why am I getting sleepy?
Where there are people, there is noise.
Love at first sight, sold at first strike. The Wildfire used item auction is opening soon. If you're interested, outsider! I remember you. Perhaps you're hoping... We're not sticklers at this auction. You'll find everything from exotic Belobog rarities to tattered roadside socks.
Well, after Wildfire got involved in the maintenance of the Vagrant camp, they saw there was a big resource distribution problem. People would rather keep a stockpile, so we intend to hold a public auction. We'll allow folks to make the best use of the stuff they have by exchanging it for the stuff they need. It's mostly vagrants from the camp, but Boulder Town residents are welcome to join as well, of course. The more attendees we have, the more items there will be for trade, and the better we can meet the auction's goal. Buyers and sellers must all register their personal information. To ensure the quality of items, the sellers must also... Then there's the standard auction procedure. The auctioneer presents the items, and the bidders place their bids on the spot. Pretty straightforward, don't you think? Oh, plenty! Gloves used by Chief Oleg, the domestic robot that Miss Fedora built. There are lots of prospectors hunting for ancient relics in the Vagrant camp, so there should be a lot of unique items at this auction. For example, never heard of a treasure like that before, huh? Oh, here, take this pamphlet. It has more information on all the rarities up for auction. Remember to stop by the Vagrant...
I should tell Hook about the Geomarrow probe. She might want to help Fursman get his treasure back.
We have plenty of time.